Apple developers rip the company's latest attempt to thwart. How often you use that word? Well, thwart.
I really like that word, but I never use it.
No, I mean, it's tough to put together to like fit it in your mouth. Thwart.
Yeah. With my mouth, it's,
Thwart.
It's a tough one.
To thwart payments competition in the App Store. One called it scary. Another thought the new 27% fee was a joke. So, Apple has no shortage of critics, has no shortage of fans either. Probably, definitely more fans than critics that are out there. But anyway, I don't even know that this is necessarily criticism. If it is true that it's a 27% fee, then that's pretty wild, if that's actually what it is. App developers, however, are criticizing the company's latest requirement, including a 27. Why 27? Apple was fined again over a Dutch order that it opened the App Store payments to other providers. Apple shared new requirements for dating apps in the Netherlands to use third-party payment systems. App developers, however, are criticizing the company's latest requirement, including the 27% fee. So this has something to do with a regulatory battle in the Netherlands. And developers, well, we already knew developers were getting a little upset here. And that's kind of what the Epic thing was about. They were trying to get people on board saying, hey, you don't like this either, or you shouldn't like this. And it looks like in this case, Apple was fined 5 million euros, 5.7 million this week for not complying with an order to let dating apps in the Netherlands use competing payment providers in the App Store. Apple's service, as we know, takes cuts between 15 and 30% on in-app transactions, including if you're watching this show right now live on iOS, on an iPhone or an iPad, and you try to do a super chat. If you're in this chat right now and you try to do a super chat, which is to send money to us, to the show, and like send a message, that's how super chats work, Apple will get 30% of that right away before Google or YouTube touches anything. Right off the top,
they skim it.
They're going to skim that 30.
Yeah.
So let's see how you feel about that. But it feels and sounds different depending on the scenario. I'm sure with these dating apps, they probably have like a monthly recurring subscription fee, and Apple's just getting that 30 over and over. Or in this case, it looks like 27. Apple is requiring changes that some developers are calling a tax for not using the App Store, like requiring an additional 27% charge on top of other transaction fees. iPhone maker was incentivized to make third-party payments as cumbersome as possible. Heads I win, tails you lose proposition. If developers move to another payment provider, Apple charged a 27% commission rather than 30%. It would actually end up costing developers more overall. So they picked the exact number that is not worth it to you because, as you know, when it comes to payment processing, Will, you're in like the kind of 3-4% area normally for payment processing.
Interesting.
If you have a lot of volume, you can get it kind of as low as like 1.5 points on Visa and stuff. But Apple knows that gap is not going to make it worth it. They say, go process your payment somewhere else. We're still going to need 27. We're going to give you a 3% discount. And then everybody knows, oh, that's what it's already, the payment processing cost. It's costing me in the open market. So forget it. I guess we're back to the App Store. So this conversation is not done yet, but it does seem like it needs a little bit more flexibility depending on the product or service. And the difference between buying a one-time app and a one-time app purchase with the associated percentage versus like a recurring subscription, or in the case of people watching this live stream that want to give a super chat, is that Apple taking 30% because you downloaded the YouTube app and your payment situation is through iOS? It's like, whoa. Anyway, the conversation's not over. Apple thinks it's a very valuable part of the process. It is a very valuable part of the process, and people are going to continue to argue what that value is worth. 27, 30, 15, 17, 22,
Sure.
23, 28. I'm just saying numbers.
Pissing in the soup.
Easy.